The internet can make it seem that in order to get in great shape, you need to track every grain of rice, do an ice bath every day, go to the gym 7 days per week, get 20,000 steps in a day, make sure you're sleeping 9.75 hours per night, taking 20 different supplements, getting your green powders in, doing mobility work in the mornings. But none of this is really true, and it's gotten really muddled up recently. Some of it can be helpful, of course, but you really need to do all of this just to get in good physical condition. I feel like marketing has made it feel so complicated if you're someone that just simply wants to lose a bit of body fat or build muscle. So when people are more focused on the brand of greens powder they're going to take every single day, instead of actually deciding which workout split is going to allow them to stick to going to the gym for the next 5 months, it kind of pisses me off. It shouldn't be overwhelming. It is not that complicated. And so in this video, I'm going to break it down into 3 sections. What you actually need to do, how to do it, and removing overwhelm/anxiety around it. So you want to build muscle and lose body fat. Here's what you actually need to do. The most important thing above anything else is resistance training. More than running or swimming or cycling or doing any kind of form of cardio, if you really want to get in good, strong physical condition, resistance training is number one. And there are many forms of this. You don't have to go to the gym. You could do body weight, you could do calisthenics. But for most people, going to the gym, using the machines and all the equipment is going to be the most time effective and also muscle building efficient way of doing this. I can already hear you through the camera as well.
But I don't have time to go to the gym 5-6 days a week to build muscle.
And the great thing about building muscle is that you really don't have to. If you're just starting out, focus on going to the gym 2 or 3 times per week. 3 times max. 2 times per week is fantastic, and it's enough as well. You don't need a 6-day workout split. You don't need to be doing push-pull legs. 2 full body workouts or 3 full body workouts per week is going to be all you need. But the point is, you need to be consistent. And if you're doing a 4 or 5 day per week workout plan, and you're a beginner, you're making it so hard for yourself to stick with that for months at a time or years at a time. So 2 days per week, everyone can do 2 days per week. It could be in the morning, the evening, for 45 minutes, or an hour and a half if you want to. Just 2 days of resistance training per week is all you need. That is it. And if you wanted to increase it because you're enjoying it or you find the extra time, then yeah, sure, do a 4-day or 5-day split. But most people will not be able to commit to that straight away. And a full body workout allows so much flexibility in the types of exercise you choose. Maybe you really want bigger arms. Well, then make it an arms focused workout, but still get some legs, some chest, and some back in as well. The second thing you actually need to do is focus on improving your nutrition. Again, this doesn't have to be complicated. It's actually really, really simple when you kind of strip back all of the nonsense that you're fed through marketing and social media. It's so simple to dial in your nutrition. I think people are surprised at how simple it can actually be when you just focus on doing the basics right. So firstly, aim for around 150 grams of protein every single day. Yes, this will mean that you're going to have to make some changes to your daily diet, maybe buy some more eggs, buy some more meat, but this is what's going to help build muscle and keep you nice and healthy. Secondly, eat whole foods. Cut out your ultra-processed foods as much as you can. So if you still want to include some ultra-processed foods, as I do pretty consistently, I love a dessert, I also love a Big Mac, I will have those things as I want. But the reason I will have them and not feel guilty in the slightest about it is because the rest of my diet is so on point. I'm just having whole foods all the time. I'm having the same meals every single day that I love, by the way. So cut out most of your ultra processed food, most of your sugar intake, and just swap it with whole foods. Whole foods are so tasty. You can make a plethora of meals from them. Eat the same things every day. If you want to make it easier for yourself, that's what I do. And just making that switch from like ultra processed to whole foods will have an unbelievable amount of difference in terms of fat loss. If you're snacking on fruits and you're having eggs and lean meats and yogurts and fresh bread, like, you're feeling great. And then ideally be eating around your maintenance calories or slightly below in a deficit if you really want to focus on fat loss. But if you make just the switch from having loads of ultra processed foods to whole foods, and you're eating around maintenance calories, that by itself will make such a difference. And then finally, recovery and lifestyle. The main thing when it comes to recovery, to be honest, is just sleep. Above anything else, above supplements, above daily steps, above whatever, get your sleep in order. Sleep schedule is going to be the main thing here. Make sure you're going to bed and waking up at the same time every single morning and every single night. Dial in your sleep, get an eye mask, get earbuds, make sure the room is nice and cool, get some really comfy bedding. Like, prioritize your sleep. This will have an amazing knock-on effect to literally everything, not just your health, not your muscle building, not your fat loss, but also your stress levels, your mood, the way you respond to people, your cognitive ability. Like, dial in your sleep. It's just a superpower and should be prioritized. Then you can also talk about like drinking enough water and getting your daily steps in. However, I'm trying to keep it simple for you. So focus on those three things. So firstly, getting 2 to 3 workouts in a week. Secondly, just focusing on eating good, nutritious, whole food, trying to cut out ultra processed foods and tons of sugars. And third, dial in your sleep. Those are the three things. Those three things there will change the way you look. That's kind of the bulk of the video. Now, how do you actually do it? Let's start with structure and small habits. Essentially, when you're trying to change your physique, you do have to change the life you are currently living. If I wanted to get really good at guitar, well, I need to make changes to my daily routine in order to get better at guitar. I firstly need to buy a guitar, which is a financial investment, aka getting your gym membership or buying gym clothes or investing in good foods. You have to make a financial investment at some point, and then I have to actually learn the guitar. So that means doing lessons. I don't necessarily have to pay for that. I could look on YouTube, aka getting a workout plan for free in the description of this video. And then it's about consistency. I have to learn every single day and the new chords and new songs I want to play, but I'm going to have to do it every single day and for a pretty considerable amount of time per session, aka getting a 45-minute or 1-hour workout in, but doing it every single week. It's the same. It works for literally everything. If you want to get good at anything, you're going to have to change your lifestyle and prioritize that thing, but also plan it out in advance. That's the main thing. Know what you need to do. If you know you need to go to the gym 2 times a week, then make time for it. Don't just think, oh, it's Tuesday, I have a little bit more energy, I'll go today. That's fine for one day, but then next week when it's Tuesday and you don't have energy, and it wasn't planned in your schedule, you may not go. So, all right, I've carved out an hour and a half here. That's when I'm going to go, on a Wednesday and on a Sunday. That's it. That is your priority at that point in time, and you never skip that. So dial it in for the week ahead or month ahead. The great thing with this is if you plan and schedule ahead for this, especially with your food as well, like making a shopping list or making sure you have enough water, or dialing in your sleep, like making sure your bedroom's nice and cool. If you plan that in, like literally write it in your diary, like make bedroom comfortable so your sleep is better, or buy 5 liters of Evian water or whatever, right? You're going to have to think about it consciously for a few months. After about 3 or 4 months go by, that will become a habit. You won't even have to think about it. You'll go to the shop and know what you need to buy. You'll just end up driving to the gym subconsciously. You won't be thinking, oh, it's gym time now, it'll be like Wednesday evening is gym time. Boom, you're there. So you really only have to plan, like physically plan this for a few months before then it becomes a habit. And finally, removing overwhelm and anxiety around this whole situation. You've got to remember that progress does not come from perfection. Even if you just dialed in your sleep, even if you got 1 workout in this week instead of 2 or 3, even if you just made 1 really healthy, nutritious meal this week, but you didn't follow that same diet the other 6 days, that is progress. Like, that is good work, because comparatively that's better than it was before, right? So then it's improvement. You have made progress. No one is expecting you to be perfect and get 7 days of great meals in and hit every single workout straight away. What you're trying to do is make it as easy for yourself to actually do that. But as long as you're making small progress, then that is the thing that is going to remove any kind of anxiety around this. But you have to be conscious about that. You have to realize that you've made progress that week. Even if you think you haven't hit all your targets or whatever, if you've just done one thing differently and made a massive change, which going to the shops and buying meals and cooking could be a humongous lifestyle change for you. If you have done that, then it's a win and you are making progress. And then the week after, try and do it for 2 days, and the week after 3. You don't need to be in a rush. So give yourself some slack and remember that you are not under time pressure to achieve this goal or physique or feel better, right? This is a long-term process. It doesn't take a week, doesn't even take a month or 2 months or 3 months. It can take years. So realizing that it is a really long-term process and is not a short-term fix will remove anxiety. Praising yourself every time you do something well during the day or during the week that you wouldn't have done before is going to remove overwhelm. You can realize that you're making good progress. So I hope this provided a pretty comprehensive framework for anyone that is overwhelmed or feeling anxious about wanting to make a massive lifestyle change of actually getting in great shape. I hope I've made it sound simple, because it actually is really simple. It just requires constant effort, but not that much effort either, right? So I hope listening to me waffle on has made you realize that it's not actually a lot of effort. It's just about these small habits that you need to change. And then hopefully after many months or years, then you will be in fantastic shape and have lost some body fat and built some muscle. So if this video has helped you out in any way, shape or form, then I would absolutely love it if you could leave a like, a comment, or even a subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.